Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Gaming to the Max and Part 8 of our Hearts of Iron 4 Kaiserreich, the German Empire. So, in the last episode, we are down here fighting in the Two Sicilies in the Italian Civil War. We won the Spanish Civil War, which is now the Spanish Republic, no longer the Kingdom of Spain. But that's not the worst thing that we could expect. They still might join the Reichspakt. We hope that they will join the Reichspakt. They are also authoritarian Democrats, so they should. We are fighting down here in the Princely Federation against the Baradia Commune. The Commune has started to lose some ground to the Dominion of India. We're pretty stagnated with the Princely Federation as of right now, but that can change. Other than that, I am feeling slightly better. Still have a little bit of congestion, but not nearly as bad as I have been. So I am feeling a little bit better there. So that is good news. Down here in Middle Africa, they have restored British self-rule. So now we have Golden Coast, Nigeria, and Kenya. They are all considered their own countries, but they are puppets of Middle Africa, I believe, or they're autonomous puppets of Middle Africa. So I don't think they have, they don't have their own focus tree. They are just regular. And it looks like Middle Africa is actually about done. Oh, never mind. They got all their military stuff. I was like, they're about done with their economic stuff, but they still got quite a bit to go. So they're doing back to the basics right now. So, trying to think. Other than that, we are building up our military and we are building up our economy. We did also, in the last episode, we did move away from the black, white, and red coalition. We have a new cabinet, which is formed up of, I believe, just the authoritarian Democrats and the social conservatives. So, yeah, not too much. We used to be the DKP and the DVLP and the authoritarian Democrats, but we're now just seems to be like the authoritarian Democrats and the social conservatives. So that was a big change from last episode. Other than that, let's get into it. We are fighting in the Two Sicilies. I need to remind myself of that. Get these armies up north. Well, technically we are fighting in the Papal States with Pope Pius the 12th. I'm going to say the 11th to 12th. We can send some units down to Rome as volunteers, but I do have most of my volunteer forces out already. So Naj and Hassa were annexed. So you got Jabal Shamar. You've got the Mustafar 8 of Jerusalem. I don't know how you say that. So they've got that. Go a little early on some maybe anti-air upgrades. We should have new 24 new divisions, and we will put those. Let's. Alright. And then just take one of them. Alright. Right, and then take one more. I don't know what size the war is going to come from first. we'll put you under here. But I have a strong feeling it is going to be against the communists. So we'll move those units against the communists. Let us do cheaper conscription laws. Try to continue to knock out the SPD's influence. Vitalize heavy industries is done. That's another negative 6% on consumer good factories, which is always nice, so we will do that. We've got so many factories right now. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful. We'll just continue to build them as well. But we really do need to focus militarily right now. We are severely lacking. So the army budgetary request from Flanders Wallonia in an effort to better prepare the southern border against the Senegalese threat, the government of Flanders Wallonia has requested that we loosen some of the military restrictions imposed on them, which allow them to better guard the Ludendorff line. This could free up some valuable German manpower. Does it tell me what the restrictions are? It does not, but we will free that up. I'm fine with that. I think they're going, oh, okay, they're evaluating the state budget, and they'll Alright, the Italian Republic was annexed by the communist forces. Not a good look for us, but that is fine. I would like to see maybe me move. There's the fall of Wuhan, fell to the National Revolutionary Government. I don't remember where Wuhan is, sadly. Anyway, that fell. The Qing government's absolutely getting destroyed right now. Goring implicated in the Rumsta scandal. Careful analysis of declared and undeclared income, as well as investigation into the activities of the Rumsta brothers during the 1930s and 1932 timeframe, has confirmed that they started off corruption investigations due to connection with the DVLP's member of the Reichstag, Hermann Goring. Goring, a Weltkrieg flying ace, was forced into retirement in 1925 after a series of conflicts with Air Force leadership. His affairs coming to light, and him openly flaunting his support of the far right. The DVLP come to defense of this slandered war hero, and Goring subsequently ran as their candidate in the 1931 elections, winning the only Bavarian constituency for the party in Nuremberg. In the Reichstag, Goring generally stayed in the background, largely irrelevant to the party's activities, but used his new status for personal enrichment. Large donations from Rumsta allowed him to fund an extravagant lifestyle, acquiring a hunting lodge and purchasing numerous artworks. In retrospect, it should have not been hard to guess that this Goldfasen life was financed through bribery. The nationalized outrage is enormous, and even Goring's old allies are forced to distance themselves from him. The former ace defended himself to the best of his ability and declared this to be a judo-Marxist slander, but ultimately chose to resign. The courts will now decide his fate, and they will not be kind. A stain on the honor of the party of Tribits and the Luftstreitkräfte. Change in popularity of national populism, -4%. This strengthened the standing of the DKP. Hermann Goring will resign from the Reichstag, and by election in Nuremberg will replace him with a Zentrum Right MP. Well, Hermann Goring is something else. A very odd story, if you guys do not know. He was in Nuremberg for the trials in real life, and at the time they were going to hang him, and he demanded to be shot by firing squad because he was a air marshal. He believed that military honors dictated that he deserved to die by firing squad. The Council of Judges deemed it to be a hanging because they said he was a war criminal, and a sympathetic American guard gave him a dose of poison, which is how Herman Goring actually died in real life. Workers clashed with far-right activists and protests organized by trade unions and social youth against their government today ended unceremoniously as instead a brawl broke out between them and counter-protests organized by the far-right parties. I believe we've already read that. Yeah, we have. Gain negative to stability and change in popularity of radical socialism and national populism 1% respectively. So our stability is hurting, but that's all right. Let us see. Can't do anything yet. We can empower the trade unions, but I'd like to wait. Discovery of nuclear fission, excuse me. The Kaiser Wilhelm Institute for Chemistry has reported that their scientists, led by Otto Hahn and Fritz Strassmann, have confirmed the existence of a phenomenon which has been suspected by the physicist and chemist community for years, but assumed to be only a hypothesis. Well, really, excuse me there. Nuclear fusion. After bombarding uranium atoms with neutrons, they discovered that uranium nuclei were successfully split and produced barium atoms, though it took a while for the team to confirm that what they saw was not merely contamination. Hahn and Strassmann ultimately coined the term Uranspaltung, uranium fusion, to describe the phenomenon. This may pave the way to new technology should the presumable enormous energy released by nuclear fusion can be contained and used. Plus 2%. Wow. I absolutely had a incredibly hard time reading that, and I apologize. I would like to actually get these land forts built, but after I've done some more of these. About to get some more military factories. I think it needs to go to... Alright, we already have it each etched out, so I'm trying to get some more guns built. I need to focus down here in our war against the socialists. The Papal States is doing quite well. Actually, they have a huge military. And then our war over here in India. Help them fight the mountain tiles. Deutscher Horse. We'll wait on that. We will need some better support equipments at some point. Let's research this. So they have, yeah, they've begun to push back again on the Dominion of India. The Barzinji insurrection. Kurdistan has declared war on the Ottomans. There's Kurdistan right there. This is for our submarines, torpedo attack, or visibility. So we can either do visibility, or you can do torpedo attack, production output, HP. I think we're going to do long range rating instead of the torpedoes. Let's see. Infrastructure, civilian factory. Why would I use 3 civilian factories to get one? Well, okay, I can see that. Ooh, a synthetic refinery. Yeah, we'll choose that one. You had me at synthetic. We do need to save up some to try to get to at least early mobilization. We have passed the military mission to Constantinople. That's fine. We can invite the Balkan states. Alright, here is our choice of agendas. I wish I could see what everybody has. These are the proposals. We can do industrial support, or we can do the consumer goods factories. We have 90. Excuse me. We can do the armed experts. War in the desert. I'm not sure what was voting, like which way, but let's do armed industries. See if we can get some more votes for that. We can help the Lithuanian police. They like us pretty well. They did the LTS. Let's see here. We can start doing this. A growing Catholic, the Russian states. Alliance with the two Sicilies, a base in Crete. Oh, there's so much to do. We can't do that one anymore. Some of this was broken up when Kleist resigned, so, or we can finish this one. We never did either plan. Let's see, or we could do leading the flock. Let's do that. Helps the Middle Europa. Challenge the current leadership. The Legation Council votes on restoring the Russian voting rights. For years, the Russian votes in the Legation Council has been split between Admiral Kolchak's Transmiria and the Russian state. Now that the former has been eliminated from the world stage, however, it would seem only proper for the Russian voting rights to be restored. However, Russia is undoubtedly a geopolitical threat to the nation of Eurasia, and some question it would be wise to easily grant them more influence. I'm going to deny the motion. Kurdistan was annexed. Yeah, get out of here. So most people see Yemen declared war on the Ottoman Federation. Seems like we've got some more support for industry products. A war scare. Two events have shaken German press this week. First, an incident on the heavily fortified Franco-German border, which a few French soldiers wandering in German territory or German soil turned back after a stern warning. Second, an article in the Kreutzentag by General Ludwig Beck, which assessed the staggering growth of Russian and syndicalist armies in size and quantity of material, which has gotten the officer to warn that both of the revisionist powers may be ready for another world war sooner than we expected. Though few in the German Empire believe that Paris and Moscow would be content with the post-Weltkrieg order, most civilian politicians, or politicians, I think that's supposed to be politicians. It is politicians. Anyway, assume that the Imperial German Army, invincible on the battlefield, would turn any invasions. Since 1936, economic downturn and political conflict have caused Germany to withdraw deeper into internal affairs, a break with our enemies used to clear the gap masterfully. Our hegemony across Europe seems invulnerable, but is it really? We already have enough on our plate. The economic crisis caused by Black Monday and the political conflict leaves us unprepared for another war. Military reform and industrial expansion should soften the initial blow, but it will happen regardless. Iceland has joined the Entente. Dispersed Industries 3. We can do an alliance with Burma, but I'm still hesitant with it. And I would like to get that one. Our finest hour. British politician and former Lord of the Admiralty Winston Churchill has published a book, part of the emerging genre known as alternate history, concerning the Great War. The story takes the perspective of a young British soldier returning from a victorious Gallipoli campaign amid a world radically different from our own. In this timeline, Theodore Roosevelt and his Bull Moose Party win the 1912 American presidential elections, leading to an American entry in the Weltkrieg and an Entente victory. A defeated and partially occupied Germany is gripped by constant economic and political crisis, witnessing the defeats of the whites in the Russian Civil War, and is coped by a bitter and extremely nationalist Adam Dressler. Cood. He led the German Workers' Party, who followed the ideology of people's socialism, an extreme version of national populism. The novel ends with the beginning of a three-sided war between Dressler's New Reich and the Western Entente, led by the dominant British Empire, and a Soviet Russia, led by Sergei Kirov. The book has divided critics, with some praising its attention to detail, while others criticize it for its large flaws and historical logic. Churchill has commented that something like this could have happened in another universe. What a childish fantasy. In another universe, yes. And I will do the Empower the Anti-Socialist Trade Unions. Get that conscription law a little bit cheaper and the production efficiency growth up a little bit more. The vote fails. Sorry for you guys. The Russians declared war on Finland. Finland, I hope you all will hold out. Made a little bit of progress. Better fuel refineries. Some more construction. We will empower the anti-socialist trade unions. We're doing leading the flock. Okay, so infrastructure projects or industry projects. Looks like more people are going for the industry projects. The Great Syrian Revolt. The German Empire recently chose to support a general must wait 7 days. Okay. Republic of Syria joins the pact. Invite countries to Middle-Europa for the conference president state. Or we can do request cohesion fund investment. The Ostatin. Poland. Alright. Ginsko. We. Extra trade for targets. Let's do adapting to modernity. Oh, I forgot we were fighting in Italy. Support that attack. Move you boys over. War over the Shat al-Arabiya. Or Arab. If you guys would like to read that. Socialist Republic of Iran declared war on the Ottomans as well. Alright, an appeal against escalation and as tensions grow between Germany and France is not the nationalistic fever of 1914 that the nations are feeling, but rather a growing dread and pessimism. Members of the trenches loom in the minds of older citizens to save Europe from the brink of war. The Bund Neues Vaterland, the leading anti-war organization in Germany, has petitioned the government to initiate peace talks with France and Britain to at least try to avoid any conflict. The signatories of the address include prominent pacifists such as Kurt Grossman and Albert von Einstein, but also a large number of influential figures from social democratic and Christian democratic circles. Even if we do not truly believe in de-escalating the situation, it might still be useful to at least try to delay the conflict. Our military buildup has been delayed by recent economic woes, and any amount of additional time to prepare for is favorable. If we keep the peace in the West for some more time, perhaps it will dissuade Russia's aggressive posture towards us now. Let's arrange the conference. We get +2 stability. We can help our heir we will do battlefield support. That is because my Air Force has been being absolutely hurt in Italy. Alright. The Council votes on limited conscription in the volunteer force. The High Commissioner has convened the Legation Council for important administrative matter whether or not to allow international volunteer forces to begin limited conscription of the citizens of the international quarter to allow the forces to better defend the cities. With the hope of lasting peace in the Far East growing even further away, many in Shanghai find it necessary to expand the local protections available to the cities. If limited conscription is implemented, it is likely the Council will not feel obliged to expand recruitment to ethnic Chinese, a move the volunteer force leadership is ready to greatly oppose. However, the Council might also be able to expend their force much by allowing us to entrust their own defenses more. We will approve that, even though they are much more aligned with the Japanese. German East Asia, can you please defeat the rebellion that you have been fighting for absolutely forever at this rate? Flanders Wallonia declares war on Flanders. That is not good. The Flemish line. Alright, let's see. Let's move some units over there. Syria has capitulated. Join their war. The Armenian uprising. To better the new Ostpolitik. Until now, the German Ostpolitik has relied on two and only two goals to ensure the German economic and military interests in Eastern Europe. Domestic politics of the Oststaat have been little concern of us as long as these two goals are being honored. For many on the right, however, this has been a short-sighted and potentially dangerous without exerting a great deal of control over our client states in the East, including in ideological matters. Germany will never be safe from syndicalist or Russian intrusion. The past few years have seen the transformation of Ostpolitik in the direction Paul Rohrbach, an early Middle European thinker and conservative writer, puts it best in a recent article. According to Rohrbach, the long-term goal of Germany's influence in the East should be to contain Russian aggression. This is best achieved by a united, organic, and anti-Russian bloc of states dominated by Germany, much like the one that has come to fruition today. Whether or not the transformation of the Ostpolitik was intentional, it's always meant to be there. Where we lead, others will follow. It is how things should have always been. Plus 50 political power. That's very nice. Let's do sub-detection and mine sweeping. The sub-detection is very nice. We are fighting over here against the Flemish troops. Flanders declared war on Lithuania. Research the better artillery, please. Okay, the Copenhagen Conference. It's already a small victory for Germany. Britain and France have accepted to meet in peaceful terms. The delegation met in Copenhagen, hosted by Christian X in Denmark. Excuse me. And have decided to talk through the most important or most pressing issues between the countries and seek solutions for them. Russia has sent an observer, but they denounced the negotiations themselves as being employed by Germany to play for time. Austria, however, has enthusiastically supported the endeavor and is represented by the charismatic Count Richard von Coudenhove Caligari, who has been for some time one of the leading figures among pan-European peace movements. The German delegation is led by the star of their diplomatic service, Adolf George von Maltzahn. The French and the British delegations are led by Liam Blum and Harold Nicholson, respectively. Despite radical differences between the respective governments of the participants, it doesn't seem like the talk started out in good faith. The most pressing issue for Germany is the International's covert support to militant socialists in Germany and their allies. This was countered by Britain, arguing that Germany, if not cooperated with, then at least accepted towards the Entente powers, which are openly hostile to the International. A deal was proposed where International withdraws from the supporting the openly violent groups in Europe, and Germany restricts their cooperation and trade with the Entente. In addition, both sides would agree to honor the neutrality of third countries and deter from any aggression towards them. Further transfers of military forces to the Franco-German border would be stopped, and a plan for possible de-escalation of the entire border region was set up to be discussed in the future. Additionally, Britain and Germany agreed to reduce the numbers of their submarines and long-range strategic bombers as long as the other party would do the same. Yeah, that's an absolutely big no for me. Uh, yeah, I have no interest of that. I don't really care about the Entente, but we tried this appeasement crap before in history, and it always backfires. So yeah, appeasement is not the policy, and never will be the policy of the German Empire while I am in control of it. The vote fails in the legation cities. Yes, I do not believe in appeasement. You guys seen how it worked out for originally. My troops have been recalled because we did go to war, and we will send them back out. Alright, adapting to modernity, the Altgardistien, though all commanders of note in the Heer follow the doctrine of mobility and encirclement far from all desire to radically reform the system. After all, the Volkskrieg was won by the time-tested German army, and our enemies are even weaker. All that the Heer needs to do is to adapt to certain modern technological developments to maintain its edge. The Altgardisten, the Old Guard, are formed by veteran generals of the Great War, Prussian aristocrats, leaders of the federal armies who are worried that their autonomous structure and traditions might be abolished by their reformist-minded colleagues. Many others, they are not defined faction, merely a conservative establishment which does not desire to fix what is not broken. The red, white, and red coalition seeking to defend the tradition of the German nation from the encroachment of radicals, and who too are supported by the Prussian aristocracy, are their natural allies. The Imperial Army is the best in the world. Negotiate with the federal states, drum up motivation in the Reichstag, and draft new threat assessment studies. We're at 70. Let's do the foster anti-socialist anti-Semitism, which is... actually, we won't do that. But I think we have to... But we'll just do this. Investigate the SPD involvement in the Ruhrkampf. This will just increase the grip. Let's see. We've got 70 political power to use, so let's do one civilian factory, one military factory. Mobilization speed, which is nice. Let's do establish the W system. If not hired yet, hired as an advisor Fritz Thiessen, which grants military factory construction speed plus 15, dockyard construction speed plus 15%, and fuel silo construction speed plus 15%. We'll do that, and let's start doing these land forts. Yeah, let's do the one in the United Baltic Duchies. 180 days. Flanders has capitulated. Yeah, confirm and exit. Okay.
Angetreten.
I don't mean to be doing that. I mean to be just deleting you and you. That's what we wanted. Alright. Let me see. Now that we've done that, and these units have returned, we will be sending back these 4 volunteers with our Air Force. And over here in the Princely Federation, we will send these 4 units back with air volunteers. You guys have negative 46% stability. Y'all are doing great. I was guessing that these planes were here. You all fight. Now Iraq has declared war on the Ottoman Federation. Let me see. I wonder where these planes are at. They are down here in Munich. Okay, Italy, yeah. Italy as a whole. So those troops should be moving back. Make the difference. Let me see. Burma. What can you really offer us? You're social liberal, which I don't really care for. But you can't really offer us much. That's my biggest gripe with you, is you can't offer us much. You got quite a bit of manpower. You got some divisions. What's the worst I can do? Say no. It'll put at least some units on the border against the Kingdom of Siam when that does kind of hit the fan. So you know what, Burma, we'll get us a deal. Burma has accepted, after some deliberation, the Republic of Burma has accepted our invitation to join the Reichspakt. So we have dearly hoped they would. A new member of our alliance is generally welcome, bringing further security for each other and at least ensuring peace between the members in it. The contribution of military forces, funding, and diplomatic weight will hopefully advance the mutual interests of Reichspakt, but there are some concerns ahead. Another ally in our pact does mean further resource contribution to our combined forces, though an additional danger they add for our faction is danger that will be taken into common. Any competing claims need to be taken into consideration. Any discord that may cause between faction members, we will need to work diligently to ensure that these issues are smoothed over and this alliance works for everybody. They're doing the Reichspakt. The Ikhwani declared war on Jabal Shamar. Now that you all have had your fun, y'all are doing the German investigation. And then they will abolish the Flemish Council. Okay, so they become much more aligned with Germany after that. Looks like these guys are losing ground. It's not good. Our troops have arrived here, and they have also been losing quite a bit of ground. Let's save their capital as best as we can. Angetreten. We want to move back out into that river line if we can. India is also losing quite a bit of ground at this point. I've lied. You all move south. They have invaded navally in Sicily, and we shall retake Sicily. There has been a minor strike, as have happened before. We got 4 more days till we reach the closer to destruction of the social democracy, the SPD. The Guer Model 9838. Australasia first moment. Surprise news from the Republic of Australasia as Percy Stephens AFM managed to gain control of Parliament in the recent elections. research. Machine guns. Do better reliability for our rifles. Schmalschmart took 2 states. The Iquans were destroyed. We can do this one. Well, some infrastructure, so civilian military, that's what we'll do. Alright. This kind of works out in our favor, though. The reason I say that is they have sent these units down here, and if we can destroy them, it would be beneficial to the Alliance. But we need to control this popper first. These boys can probably hold. Iraq has capitulated, and the second naval plan. Where's that? Oh, right there. Whoops. To build a better navy. There's so much to do. Mass produce. That sounds horrible. Military, a lot of military factories. Synthetic refineries resource outputs by +3 for the rubber, which is quite nice. This focus tree is so big. Alright, let's do the industry network. This is Opel, our trucks. We can do better breakthrough. Alright, well, with that, down here in Italy, we're going to go try to save Naples about as fast as we can. Move my armored divisions into... I need you guys not to send them off of the border. Move the first Panzer. Yes. Destroy these units, then destroy those units, then we'll move south. There's one popped. There's those 2 popped. Alright. Now we have Austria-Hungary federalizes. You all back south. You all need to move back north. Now you have the United States of Greater Austria. So I think we need some more support. We've got Ukraine and Sweden down here in Italy. I'd like to see some more support from other countries, because we're not currently doing very well. Production efficiency and cap for artillery. And let's see, the Princely Federation.
Angetreten.
Let's see what we can do. Force those troops out. There's better artillery. Anti-tank. Do some better artillery. Yemen has capitulated. Our anti-air is being built. Our air. Alright. The Dominion of India looks like it's probably going to fall soon. Let's see. British operative was captured. Let's do some land forts in White Ruthenia. Alright, now with this, so we do have some support. Yeah, wow, we've had a bunch of troops sent over to the Ottomans, which is not horrible, actually. But with this, I think we'll end episode 8. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next episode.